Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars video. So today we're going to be talking about the big updates from the galaxy far far away, and our big focus is Ahsoka Season 2. Now today is a day of mixed emotions, because on the one hand it's so exciting that in just a week's time we have the final 3 episodes of Andor Season 2. But the show is also coming to an end, and after it, we have to wait over a year until Ahsoka is back. We might be in for a big drought of live action content. And you know, during a time where the common question is, what is Star Wars in 2025? What should the identity of the brand be? I'm one of those rare fans who says she likes both Andor and Ahsoka, the mature, gritty and I would say political, as well as the lightsaber fights and everything that concerns the Force. So with this in mind, let's get on to the big topics. Filming on Ahsoka Season 2 is going really well, and we also have a character update. Jacen Syndulla, the son of Hera Syndulla and the late Kanan Jarrus, is back for Season 2. This character, who first appeared in the epilogue of Star Wars Rebels, made the jump to live action in the first season of this show, and now we know he's going to be back. Evan Whitten, the actor who plays him, was here in London filming scenes alongside Amanis Fundy and the rest of the Ahsoka cast. Not too surprising to have this character back, but he is a bit older. Not to mention, my dear friends, the first week of filming is done. In a brand new interview alongside Iman himself, Rosario confirmed the first week was a success, but according to her Instagram page, she got very battered and bruised. She filmed some fight scenes on Peridea, and back in the known galaxy, Ezra Bridger has a fight scene in the first episode. And considering Jacen is back, given the way they alluded to similarities to his father, and he has the Force, is Ezra gonna train him?
Oh, it feels painful. No, it feels wonderful, actually. We just finished our first week. It's an incredible crew and group and team. The muscle memory is great, and the opportunity to kind of build on the things that we've been doing, because I started like 5-6 years playing this character.
In other Ahsoka news, my dear friends, as you're probably aware, Natalie Portman was rumoured to be returning as Padme for flashbacks, and in a brand new interview, she was asked about it. To be more specific, what her dream of returning to Star Wars would look like, and she said this: "I want to return with a lightsaber. I think Padme would have to be a Jedi. If somehow she was brought back from the dead, that would be exciting." Now here's the thing, obviously Padme is not coming back from the dead. But some fans have interpreted this to mean that Padme might be returning in some kind of apparition. Maybe the reason Natalie is saying this is because she knows something, but Padme with a lightsaber, unless Ahsoka is having a bad dream, or a manifestation of Abeloth. Why in the world would Padme have a lightsaber? I don't know guys, maybe it's time for a Star Wars what if. It would be great if Natalie was back.
You're breaking my heart.
In other Ahsoka news, there's a bit of speculation that Kestis might be in the second season. The reason I say this is Cameron Monaghan was seen spending time with Rosario Dawson at Comic-Con in Liverpool, so Cameron is also here in the UK. But it should be noted it wasn't necessarily for Star Wars reasons. He was a guest promoting Gotham, Shameless, and the Star Wars Jedi games. That being said, he might have filmed a cameo or two, and probably visited the Ahsoka set, given the fact he's friends with a lot of those actors. If he appears in Ahsoka, he will be a little bit older. With Ahsoka and Sabine stuck in Peridea, Ezra might call upon other Jedi to help in the fight against Thrawn and his Night Sister warriors. This could be Luke Skywalker, but also Kestis. The only problem, it would spoil the third Jedi game. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I can already see comments talking about fan service and why this might be absurd, but I do just want to say this. In light of some recent bad news from Respawn, they might decide to fast-track his story. It's a long shot, but Dave Filoni has the power to say, for the final season of Ahsoka, we want to go all out. We want to bridge the video games and the TV shows. They might not touch Kestis in the shows until Jedi 3 is finished, but the recent update was really bad news. This is what they said: Star Wars fans will have to wait even longer for the sequel to Jedi Survivor. This is due to layoffs with EA Games, including over 100 at Respawn alone. So maybe to keep fans interested in Cal's storyline, and like I say, maybe to bridge the gap between the different forms of media, it's very possible Dave Filoni wanted a Kestis cameo for Ahsoka, or just a mention. Fans have expressed for years there's no way Ahsoka wasn't aware of Kestis at some point, even if it was when they were young. But this photo has sparked some intriguing speculation. It's amazing how transparent both Amanis Fundy and Rosario Dawson have been about this show. They know fans are waiting, and I wanted to talk about this just for a moment. I recently had a conversation with our good friend Star Force One, and we were talking about the slump that Star Wars finds itself in. What's going to happen after Andor Season 2? We have nothing live action until The Mandalorian and Grogu, but because Ahsoka Season 2 is coming after it, there might be a newfound buzz. It might generate extra interest, and after the movie, fans will maybe discover Disney Plus for the first time. Also, just the promise of Ahsoka Season 2, connections to Mortis, more Baylan, a new Baylan. I'm noticing a very different reaction compared to some of the other series. Even from those who weren't too keen on the first season. I've seen fans say, the last 2 episodes, they weren't perfect, but the first 6 had promise. It's almost a voice saying, don't let us down, Dave Filoni, please give us something good. Because there are definitely Star Wars series where you feel like, if they made another season, there's no way as many fans would tune in. Whereas with Ahsoka, this is a character and these are characters more generally that fans love. Even a lot of Rebels fans, who say Ahsoka was an abomination, I've still seen hope amongst some of them that Season 2 has the possibility to give us something big. I see Ahsoka Tano kind of as one of the main faces of the modern Star Wars franchise. Even more so, now that the Mandoverse is coming to the big screen. Also factor in her role in the Disney parks. When they brought in the space whales, the Purrgil to Star Tours, fans went ballistic. Ahsoka has tripled in popularity since only a couple of years ago. So I predict, at a time where viewership seems to be on a steep decline, Ahsoka Season 2 might be the exception. And like I always say, the way it's marketed is going to be essential. The landscape of fandom is changing all the time. It seems like it's headed in a very negative direction, but that could always change. As long as there are fans invested, Star Wars will always have a chance to bounce back. Andor Season 2 and Skeleton Crew, as great as they are, they don't pull in the big numbers because they're seen as rather niche. That's why I think Dave Filoni might do something really drastic with Ahsoka Season 2. He knows there's a wider pull. That's the reason they're bringing Anakin back for even more Force Ghost scenes. Is it a shame they have to rely on fan service? Yes. Does it suck? Andor's quality is superior to shows with legacy characters? Absolutely. But that's just the way things are. All we can hope for is a better Season 2. In other news, unrelated to Ahsoka, as I've been doing for years now and since I pretty much started this YouTube channel, I like to keep you guys updated on different things George Lucas is doing, because the maker himself is what Star Wars really is all about. A couple of weeks ago, he spoke about The Empire Strikes Back on its 45th anniversary. It was at the TCM Classic Film Festival, and George finally revealed the real reason that Yoda speaks backwards. Now, it should be noted, there are in-universe reasons which both Frank Oz and Dave Filoni have spoken about, but the out-of-story reason that George gives was to make kids watching the film focus on Yoda's words. He says, quote, because if you speak regular English, people won't listen much, but if you had an accent or it's really hard to understand what he's saying, they're going to focus on his words. He was basically the philosopher of the movie. This is so genius. If you enjoyed this video, my dear friends, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, check me out on socials, and may the Force be with you, always.